All right, welcome everyone. My name is Mark Cormier. I'm on Kathy Cormier's feed because of issues. Short story short. Anyway, but it does give us an opportunity to maybe play a little music. So I got the music going. Anyway, movement yoga here. Sorry we're a little late, but it's all good. You can always watch it on record. Anything you all would like to see, just put it in the comment section. And if you're watching it on record, don't do that. Kathy, you ready to do some yoga? Come on up. All right, anything you'd like to do today, Kathy?
I'd like to focus on letting go.
Letting go. All right. Well, sometimes when we just move without thinking too much, coordinating movement to breath starts to calm the mind. And, usually it's the mind that attaches to things. Whether it's our hands, whether it's our feet. But if we can relax the mind so it gets less grabby in terms of thoughts, situations, you can let go. And I think a movement practice in the morning is an excellent way to start to do that. All right, so let's bring hands on hips. Marching it from side to side. Give it a little kung fu kick. A little ballet kick. Feels right and good for you. Warming up our ankles, warming up our knees, warming up our hips. And then grounded through 2 feet as we rock it from side to side. Moving it back towards center. And finding that center. Now let's rock it front to back, lifting heels, lifting toes. Notice how this engages our core just to keep our balance. When I say core, I mean that little belly, low belly region, just below the navel. And then staying grounded through the heels, grounded through the toes, rocking it front to back, and finding your center. Waking up our perception as we circle the circumference of our feet. Again, notice how that engages your core to keep your balance. And then taking those circumference circles the other way. And then back to center. At this point, either keeping your feet wide or challenging your balance as you narrow your stance. Sun Sal A will take it in pieces. Inhaling arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling hands back down. 2 more times like this. Breathing arms up. Exhaling arms down. Inhaling arms up. Exhaling arms down. I'll ask you to go sideways, Kathy, at home. Stay just as you are. Half sun salutation. Right on. Perfect. Front of the frame. Inhaling arms out to the side and then overhead. On the exhale, leading with the heart as you find a forward fold. Take a breath to arc the back, lifting chin and tail. Hands can cap the knees. On the exhale, arching the spine, tucking tail and chin. Hands can catch the shins. On the inhale, finding your flat back, your neutral spine, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. 2 more times like this. Breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling, finding your forward fold. Take a breath to arc the back. On the exhale, arching the spine as we fold. Inhaling, finding your neutral spine, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. 1 more like this. Breathing it up. Exhale it over. Take a breath to create length. Exhaling, folding again. Inhaling, riding the breath up. Exhaling, standing tall. Sun Salutation A. This first one I will not cue vinyasa. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. On the exhale, finding your forward fold. Take a breath to arc the back. Arching the spine as you fold again, and now grounding down through the hands as you find your down dog. Stepping 1 foot back, and then the other. So we're going to hold down dog first, yeah, this first one. As we hold down dog, I'm going to invite you to walk your dog as you bend 1 leg deeply and then the other. Grounding down through the opposite heel. And then freely moving back and forth between the sides. I'm going to shut this bit. Get a little less light here. Just seeing how your body feels this morning, what feels tight, what feels right, what feels somewhere in between. From a place of movement, moving back towards stillness. Long arms, long legs, long spine, full breath. On the tail end of our breath, I'm going to invite you to bend your knees ever so slightly as you lift your tailbone just a little bit higher, finding a little more space in your low back, and then looking between the hands as you either step or jump it to the front of your mat. Take a breath to create length when you arrive. On the exhale, folding again. On the inhale, hands over head pose, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. Second one, much like the first, this time a Wilkyu Vinyasa. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. On the exhale, finding your forward fold. Take a breath to create length. Keeping that length as you round the spine, rounding down through the hands, keeping the elbows soft as you cycle through a push-up. In yoga, we call it chaturanga. Inhaling into a back bend. If the hips stay down, it's a cobra. If you lift the hips up, it becomes an up dog. Shoulder blades back and down, feel the stretch. And then back over the toes. You might also choose to use the knees as you find your down dog. And hold for 4 or 5 long, slow breaths. As we hold down dog, either holding it in stillness, seeing what arises, or again, feeling free to walk the dog, stirring it up. Just welcoming the morning yoga practice, calming our minds, calming our hearts. In down dog, long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, bending your knees ever so slightly as you lift the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you either step or take a jump front. Take a breath to find length when you arrive, arcing the back, really lifting chin and tail, melting back hard. On the exhale, puffing back hard as you round the spine, strong tuck of the chin. On the inhale, arms out to the side, finding your neutral spine and then overhead. On the exhale, standing tall. Sun Sal B, the traditional second warm-up exercise. We'll do one. Flow style. Inhaling into a chair, knees over toes, hands overhead. Exhaling, taking it lower. On the inhale, rising on up, finding a back bend at the top, open heart, open throat. On the exhale, a big swan dive over. Take a breath to create length when you arrive, arcing the back. Arching the spine as you fold again, and making your way back to down dog as you will. Either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back. Yogi's choice. Take your time, find your flow. In down dog, flow style. Feet together, right leg high for the three-legged dog. High on the left toes as you stretch out Achilles tendon and calf. And then looking between the hands, pitching that leg even higher. And then sweeping that right foot through, spinning the back heel down, back leg long, back leg strong, inhaling into warrior one. And then riding the exhale back to low lunge as you spin that back heel up. And from low lunge, back to down dog as you will. Either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back, Yogi's choice. Welcome, Nicole. Second side, feet together, left leg high, high on the right toes. Looking between the hands, pitching that leg even higher. And then sweeping that left foot through, spinning the back heel down, arms out to the side, and then overhead, warrior one. And then riding your exhale back to low lunge. Take your time, find your flow, follow your breath. As we hold down dog, you could also choose a child's pose or all fours. Finding your Samarviti, your same breath. Long, smooth breaths in. Equally long, smooth breaths out. In down dog, long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail into that breath, bending the knees ever so slightly as you lift the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you either step or take a jump to the front of your back. Take a breath to create length when you're right. Keeping that length as you fold again. On the inhale, finding your chair pose, knees over toes, hands overhead. On the exhale, taking it lower. On the inhale, rising on up. On the exhale, standing tall, hands by your side. I'll ask you to face camera, Kathy. Hands find the heart. A light press of your thumb against your sternum as you line up each finger. Relax, shoulders a soft tuck of the chin. Watching as your breath flows in. And watching as your breath flows out. Lifting the chin tall through the crown. I'll invite you to roll your hands over as you bring your hands by your side. I'll ask you to go sideways again, Kathy. Hands find the hips. On the inhale, shoulder blades up, around, back, and down. Open heart, open throat. On the exhale, finding a forward fold. Bending the knees enough so peace sign fingers catch the big toes. Keeping that connection, arcing the back. And then arching the spine as we fold and hold. Relaxed neck, heavy head. Letting your shoulders melt down towards the floor. As we hold fingers to big toe pose, I'll invite you to rock your body weight front to back, back to front, waking up the back of your legs. Keep the neck relaxed if you can. And then letting a little more weight collect towards the toes, staying grounded through the heels, lifting the hips higher and folding a little. Now taking it further, from fingers to big toe pose, moving towards hands under feet pose. Let a breath arc the back. And then arching the spine as you bend the knees enough to bring the palms under the soles of the feet. Toes come to the creases of the wrists. And then stepping on your hands as you stretch out your wrists, your forearms. Again, try to keep the neck relaxed if you can as you gently rock your body weight front to back, back to front. And then again, connecting with your balance as you let a little more weight collect towards the toes, grounded through the heels, lifting the hips higher, and folding a little. Now bringing left hand off to the left, right hand under left foot, and stepping on right hand as we stretch out right shoulder and hip. Now bending right leg any amount as we step on the hand harder. Straightening right leg, bending left leg as we step on the floor harder. Two relatively straight legs. Right hand off to the right, left hand under right foot, and stepping on left hand as we stretch out left shoulder and hip. Now bending that left leg as we step on the hand harder. Straightening left leg, bending right leg as we step on the floor harder. Two relatively straight legs. Peace sign fingers catch the left big toes. Shifting weight into right hand and foot as we float that left foot. Any amount.
Oh, I used the wrong leg, sorry.
What's that?
I did the wrong leg.
That's all good. Facebook mixes it up anyway. Right foot comes down, left hand off to the left, peace sign fingers catch the right big toes. Shifting weight into hand and foot as we let that other foot get light. Any amount. Try to keep the neck relaxed if you can. Foot comes down, setting neutral spine as you bring hands to hips, inhaling. Exhaling and holding neutral spine. So you want the back of your head in line with the sacrum. That's your neutral spine. So you want to exhale and hold that. And you're hitting on the hip thing, like this guy. Yeah, there you go. And then you want to keep your neutral spine hinging at the hips as you come on up. There you go. From here, either stepping or jumping your feet together. I'll ask you to face the camera. Finding our chair pose, Sun Cell C, knees over toes, hands overhead. Exhaling, taking it lower. On the inhale, rising on up, open heart, open throat. On the exhale, a big swan dive over. Take a breath to create length. Hands can cap the knees as they arc the back. On the exhale, folding again. And I'm not sure why I asked you to face the camera, because I'll ask you to go sideways again. And making your way back to down dog as you will. So take your time. I think I just wanted to see your face again. Lovely face. Morning, Kathy.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing now.
All right, so I'm going to ask you to do a dragon dog. You up for it?
Okay. Yes.
So feet together, right leg high, high on the left toes. At home, you can stay right here for a few breaths. For the purposes of this room, exhaling, finding your dragon dog. Knee to nose, nose to knee. Take your time. And inhale it up. Exhale it forward. Inhale it up. This third one will hold. Exhale it forward. Inhale and hold as you squeeze yourself tight, tight, tight. And then on that next exhale, stepping that foot as far front as you can. Lots of core engagement as you spin the back heel down. Arms out to the side. And then overhead, warrior one. In Warrior One, I'll invite you to bring hands back to the hips, either staying right here or adjusting your stance. Many of us will go longer. Sometimes Kathy goes super long. She might actually want to even shorten her stance. You want to have that knee right over the heel and in line with the toes. I'd say kick the back foot in a little bit. Nice. That front knee nice and happy. With our hands on our hips, we can steer our hips front hip back hip front. 4 fingers find the tip of the thumb, stretching out our wrists as we try to touch the front of our wrists. Circling those bird beats for 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Other way for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. 4 fingers leave the thumb as we bring that thumb to our shoulders, palms face down, elbows wide to the side. Circling one shoulder front and then the other, warming up our upper back. And taking those asymmetrical shoulder rolls the other way. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now steering shoulders front and letting them relax onto our ribs. Finding a clasp of the fingers behind the head, pressing the head hard into the hands, elbows wide to the side. Feel the stretch. Open heart, open throat. And then keeping that sense of space, stretching hands back high to the sky. From here, pulling silk thread, straightening the front leg without locking the knee as we gather up the energy. Exhaling cactus arms as we offer it out. Let's do 8 of these. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale and exhale. We're halfway done. Breathing in, breathing out. In, breathing out. Last 2 here. Breathing in, breathing out. Last 1. Breathing in. Breathing out and holding Warrior One with cactus arms. The elbows move back, the hands come with. I'll invite you to ripple your fingers as you keep your hands simple. Enjoying the stretch. Now moving towards the flamingo. Hands come back to the hips. You can spin the back heel up for either one big step or a couple of steps in as you prepare to balance on that right foot, that front foot in the flamingo. Yeah. Nice posture here, ears in line with shoulders, ears and shoulders in line with hips. Ears, shoulders, hips in line with heels. All right. Let's turn this into a standing half lotus, flexing the lifted foot and parking the ankle on top of the thigh, sitting down in an invisible chair. Hip hands become hard hands. Hard hands become high hands as we sweep those hands either out to the side and up to the sky or up through that central line. Either way is a good way to do it. As we hold the balance, either looking down, very grounded, off to the horizon or up to the sky. As we hold the balance, I'm going to allow you to ripple those fingers. High hands become hip hands, straightening the standing leg as we lift the left thigh high back to the flamingo. Not yet, wait for the cue. And either staying here or taking a bow to the knee, drawing energy into the low belly as you lengthen through that leg without dropping the back. Try not to lean back, try to lean forward if you can. All right here. Now flexing the foot as we sweep the foot through, back to Warrior One with our hands on our hips. Take your time. And again, you want to keep that front knee right over the heel in line with the toes. So you'll have a pretty long stance. You might find a shorter stance. You'll be able to stay in the pose a little bit longer. With our hands on our hips, we can turn Warrior One hips into Warrior Two hips, steering hips sideways, and kicking the back foot in for heel to arch alignment. And then finding one long arm, looking out past those front fingers with a steady yet relaxed nose. Awesome. Yeah. Equal balance between stretching front energy, stretching back energy, tall through the crown, move down through those feet. Think about your drishti. Pass those front fingers, there it is, with a sense of intention. From here, painting rainbows, straightening the front leg without locking the knee. Inhaling. Exhaling back to Warrior Two. We'll do 8 of these. Breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling Warrior Two. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We're halfway down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Out. 2 more to go here. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in and holding. Reaching up higher, reaching down further, finding more space between each rib and your breath. And spreading those fingers wide, finding more space in your hands, and breathing into that space, making yourself bigger from the inside out. Welcome, Renee. Otherwise known as Dad. Welcome, Dad. From our reverse warrior back to warrior 2. Turning warrior 2 into the triangle, thumb and forefinger finds crease of hip and base of rib. We can deepen that crease and lengthen those ribs. We can ground bottom hand down, thumb in line with shin bone as we wrap the calf. Some folks like to grab the big toe. Some people ground down inside or outside that foot. Myself, I prefer to raise the floor to balance the grounding down energy with the lifting up energy. We can use that top hand to rotate our ribs, opening up that shoulder, and then stretching hand high to the sky for our triangle. Choosing either to look down to the ground, very grounding, off to the horizon, or up to the sky. From here, moving towards the half moon, triangle in one foot, hand finds the hip. We can soften the front knee, either one big step or a couple of steps in. Setting our base, right hand off to the right, with or without a grip. Once we have hand and foot, we can pour the weight into hand and foot as the back foot gets light. Classically, that back foot is flexed as we stretch long through the heel and draw the toes towards the face. Top hand rotates ribs, opens up shoulder, stretches high to the sky. I'm going to adjust the camera so you're centered in frame. What a beautiful half moon on a beautiful San Francisco day. Yeah, so classically that back foot is flexed. If you want to play with it a little bit, just enjoying that stretch in your ankle. Of course, feel free. Coming down easily, top hand finds the hip. We can take a big step back. Once 2 feet are down, shifting weight into the feet as we come back to our warrior 2. From warrior 2, I'll invite you to find a big windmill of the arms as we stretch out our shoulders back to low lunge. And from low lunge, back to down dog as you will. Take your time, find your flow, follow your breath.
I'm liking the music, Mark.
You like it? Yeah, it definitely helps the flow, I think. So let's do an interlude. We won't do a full set here, but I'll ask you to find your plank pose and hold that for 3 or 4 long slow breaths. Let's borrow a sequence from the bar method. Feet together, staying just as you are, pointing the toe as you lift that right leg high, and holding. Right foot comes down, lifting left leg up as we point the toe, and holding. Foot comes down, navel to spine as you lift the hips high, bringing it back to your down dog. And you can go hip width apart with those feet. Yeah.
I was hoping to go during my lunch breaks.
I know. Oh yeah, you still, you're over there now. You could rejoin. Bar method in the marina of San Francisco.
Their flagship in the marina closed.
It's not there anymore. All right, let's get to our second side. We'll talk about this later. Feet together, left leg high. High on the right toes. Finding your dragon dog, knee to nose to knee, shoulders over wrists. And inhale it up. Let me readjust the camera here. Exhale it forward. Inhale it up. Exhale it forward and hold, squeezing everything tight, tight, tight. And then stepping that foot as far front as you can, spinning the back heel down, arms out to the side, and then overhead for your warrior one. In warrior one, I'll invite you to bring hands back to the hips. You have the opportunity to adjust your stance here. Again, you tend to land a long stance. You want that knee right over the heel, right in line with the toes. Yeah, there you go.
Feels funny.
Feels a little funny. Well, maybe go a little bit longer, but yeah. From here, with our hands on our hips, we just steer our hips front hip back, back hip front. They're not going to get there, but you want to feel that energetic engagement. 4 fingers find the tip of a thumb, stretching out our wrists as we try to touch the front of our hips. And then circling for 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Taking it the other way for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now 4 fingers leave the thumb. We bring our thumb onto our shoulders, the palms face down. Elbows wide to the side. Circling one shoulder front and then the other for 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Other way for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now steering shoulders front and relaxing them onto our wrists. Clasping the fingers behind the back of the head. Walking the fingers one over for the unfamiliar clasp. And then pressing the head hard into the hands. Open heart, open throat, elbows wide to the side. Keeping that width as you stretch your hands high. From here, pulling silk threads. We don't want to break the threads. Breathing in as we gather the energy. Exhaling cactus arms 8 times. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. We're halfway done. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Last 2. Breathing in, breathing out. Last 1. Breathing in, breathing out in. Holding warrior 1 with cactus arms. The elbows move back, the hands come with, rippling those fingers as we keep our hands still. Moving towards our flamingo, second side. Hands find the hips. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So thumb and forefinger find the hip. There you go. Spinning the back heel up for either one big step or a couple of steps in. Balancing on that front foot. Lifting far thigh high with a point to the toe. As we hold the flamingo, thinking of your posture, ear, shoulder, hip, heel. From here, moving towards a standing half lotus, flexing the foot and parking it on the thigh. Sitting down in an invisible chair. Take your time. Hip hands become heart hands. Heart hands can sweep out to the side, or you can trace that central line as they become high hands. As we hold high hands, either looking down off to the horizon or up to the sky. As we hold the shape, allow you to ripple your fingers, keeping your hands soft. High hands become hip hands again, thumb and forefinger. There you go. Straightening that standing leg, finding your flamingo. Ear, shoulder, hip, and heel. Not yet. Wait for the cue, please. So you want to find your flamingo and hold. Now from here, taking a little bow to the knee. We draw energy into our belly, not our low back, as we lengthen through that leg without dropping the thigh. Now lean a little bit forward. Yeah, here we go. You really want to feel it here. Now flexing the foot as you sweep the foot through, finding your warrior 1 with your hands on your hips. Take your time. And again, be mindful of that front knee, maybe a little bit of a shorter stance. Turning our warrior 1 into warrior 2, steering hips sideways, kicking back foot in, and finding one long arm, looking out past those front fingers with a mixture of effort and from here, painting rainbows, straightening the front leg without locking and the inhaling. Exhaling warrior 2. Do 8 of those. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. We're halfway done here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last 2. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last 1. Holding that reverse warrior. Reaching up higher. Reaching down further. Finding more space between each rib as you breathe. And spreading those fingers wide, finding more space in your hands. Turning our reverse warrior back into warrior 2. Transitioning to triangle pose. Thumb and forefinger finds crease of hip and base of rib. Deepening that crease, lengthening those ribs. Straightening the front leg without locking the knee. Grounding bottom hand down, thumb in line with shin bone as you wrap the calf. Some might choose to grab the big toes, some ground down inside or outside the foot. I prefer to raise the floor to balance the down energy with the up energy. Top hand can rotate those ribs. Opening up shoulders, stretching high to the sky. choosing either to look down, off to the side, or up to the sky. Welcome, Sherry. As we hold the triangle with every breath in, drawing energy into your belly as we draw air into our lungs. With every breath out from your belly, finding more space in the shape from the inside. Connecting with the pulsation of the breath. Moving towards the half moon, the triangle on one foot, hand finds the hip, we can soften the front knee. Either one big step or a couple of steps in. Take your time, set your pace. Hand and foot. Once we have hand and foot, back foot gets light. We can flex that back foot for a classical exposition. Top hand rotates the ribs.
I think my head is, I'm disembodied.
Right, okay. Let me again adjust camera. There's only two of us here. All right. I am not just yoga teacher, I'm videographer. Awesome. Look at that beautiful half moon. And again, classically that back foot's flexed, but if you wanted to play with flexing and bending the foot to see how your ankle feels, you can always ripple those fingers. Coming down easily, top hand finds the hip. We can soften that front knee, big step back. Once 2 feet are down, wait for 2 feet to be down before you lift up. You want to have your foundation before you find the float. Coming back to our warrior two. From our warrior two, a big windmill of the arms, stretching out those shoulders for low lunge. And from low lunge, back to down dog. As you go, take your time. Down dog, long smooth breath out. Equally long smooth breath out. Tail into that breath, bending the knees ever so slightly as you lift the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands and either stepping or jumping in front. Take a breath to find length. Exhaling, keeping that length as you fold. On the inhale, finding your flat back, knees over toes, hands over head. Chair pose. I didn't know if I cued it or not. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhaling, rising on up, finding that back bend at the top. A Jane in the box. And then exhaling, neutral spot. I'll ask you to face the camera.
I'll answer anything.
It's like instead of a Jack in the box,
Yeah,
Jane in the box. Boy, hands find the heart. I'll ask you to isometrically engage as we press those palms together, elbows wide. Tuck of the tail, tuck of the chin. Connecting with the strength of your side. Watching as your breath flows in. And watching as your breath flows in. Work those hips a little bit here. Come back. Okay. So hands find the hips. Let's find a flamingo, shifting weight onto the right foot as the left foot lifts up. Find your flamingo. There you go. Let me adjust the camera. In the flamingo, taking a little bow forward, we'll lengthen through that leg. Like dropping the thigh. From here, flexing the foot as you find a cross step. Setting your feet. From the cross step, arms out to the side, and then high to the sky. And then finding a forward fold. At home, grab your bricks or knots. If your hands come to the ground, great. If not, equally great, using bricks to raise the floor. Relax neck, heavy head, letting those shoulders melt off the ribs and down towards the floor as we hold the cross step. In the cross step, any amount connected to those feet, I'll allow you to circle the hips. Now taking those hip circles the other way. So at home, you can face the camera. For the purposes of this class, I'll ask Kathy to go sideways. As she unwinds the feet, finding her low lunge. Right foot front, left foot back. Hopefully that's correct. From our low lunge, I'm going to allow you to move towards high crescent lunge, bringing hands to hips, back heel stays lifted. Once you have your balance, sweeping hands out to the side and then high to the sky. One other thing you might think about, try to lift that back heel nice and high so you can bring the hip of the back leg forward. Again, keeping that front knee over the heel and in line with the toes. From here, moving towards a twist. Hand finds front hip as we reach. We can start the twist with the wrist. Slide into the elbow, finding prayer hands, either looking down, off to the side, or up to the sky. As we hold the twist, we're breathing, balancing, we're twisting. Still finding a deep, full breath. Coming out of the twist easily, hands frame the front foot for your low lunge. And from low lunge, back to down dog as you will, either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back, your choice. Now let's work that interlude. We're going to work from the top of the mat for our second side. Let's work that plank pose again. Inhaling forward to the plank and holding. Feeling that connection between head, hips, and heels. We'll borrow again from the bar method here. Feet together. Right leg high as we point the toe and hold. Foot comes down. Left foot up as we point the toe and hold. Foot comes down back to the plank. And then feet hip width apart, navel to spine as you lift the hips high, back to your down dog. In down dog, long smooth breath in. Equally long smooth breath in. Let me adjust the camera here. Maybe not. Tail end of a breath, bending the knees ever so slightly as you lift the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you either step or take a jump front. Welcome, Jim. Take a breath to find length. Keeping that length as we fold. On the inhale, finding your chair, knees over toes, hands overhead. Exhaling, taking it lower. On the inhale, rising. Oh, it's really low. Make sure your knees are okay on that one. Rising on up. On the exhale, standing tall. I'll ask you to face camera. Hands find the heart, this time intertwining the fingers. Keeping the heels of the hands together, elbows wide, as we try to pull those fingers apart. Isometrically engaged, again, a tuck of the tail, tuck of the chin, connecting with the strength of your center. Lifting the chin tall through the crown, releasing the fingers, and allow you to roll your hands in as we bring our hands by our side. Second side to that flamingo as we balance on the left foot, right thigh high, hands on the hips. So you're balancing on the left foot right now. You guys are good. Looks like you're right in the frame. We want to lean a little bit forward. We want energy here. We want to keep the back relaxed as you lengthen through that leg without dropping the thigh, pointing the toe. Now flexing the foot as you land a cross step. From here, grabbing your bricks or not, or maybe someone grabs them for you. Arms out to the side and then overhead. On the exhale, leading with the heart as you find a forward fold. Take a breath to arc the back when you arrive. Lifting chin and tail, dipping back hard. On the exhale, folding again as we puff back hard. Relax neck, heavy head, letting those shoulders slide down towards the floor. As we hold the cross-legged forward fold, any amount, I'm going to invite you to circle those hips. Inviting in more flow, more freedom. And then taking those hip circles the other way. So at palms stay just as you are. We're going to find our low lunge, left foot front, right foot back. For the purpose of the camera, cap is going to go sideways. So left foot front, right foot back. There you go. From low lunge, moving towards high crescent lunge. First, finding our balance as we bring hands to hips. Now, just want to lift that back heel. Right? We're going to lift that heel high as we bring that back hip forward. Keeping that, we'll sweep those hands out to the side. And high to the sky for high crescent lunge. Either looking down off to the horizon or up to the sky. Either keeping your neutral spine or maybe finding a little bit of a back bend. From here, moving towards our twist. Hand finds right hip as we reach. Front hip, yeah. Left hip, I guess. And we're going to reach. We can start the twist with the wrist. Sliding to the elbow. Finding prayer hands. Either looking down off to the side or up to the sky. We're balanced, we're breathing, we're twisted, still keeping an easeful quality to that breath. Coming out of the twist easily, frame your front foot with both hands as you find your low lunge. From low lunge, so you want to have that back heel lifted on the lunge. Yeah. From low lunge, back to down dog, as you will. Either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back. Your choice. Down dog, I'll invite you to land a child's pose. Landing those knees lightly, sits bones back towards the heels, arms in extension, keeping the elbows lifted as long as you can as you heavy the forehead through. And then letting the elbows relax as we release into the shape. As we hold this child's pose, finding your belly breath and a gentle rock from side to side. Welcome, Donald. Stretching out those hips. Releasing and relaxing your low back. Now bringing hips and everything back center. Finding a side bend as you walk your hands to one side. Stretching far hip to far hip. Holding for 2 or 3 long, slow breaths. Now walking hands through center, finding that side bend the other way. So we started a little bit late, so we'll go a little bit late here. But before we lay down and relax, let's do a little core work. So let's walk hands center, and then bringing feet off to one side as you walk the hands in. From this place, I'll invite Kathy to find a long, slow roll down onto her back. So we're going to find the top of the mat. So slow, starting from your tall spine. Tucking tail and chin, finding C-spot. As we roll it down, feel free to bend the knees and catch the back of the thighs if you need the assist. When we get down, full body stretch, arms overhead, the low back lifts. Now pressing your back into the mat as you bring hands by hips and walk the feet in. From here, arms out to a T, the palms face down. Finding your tabletop legs. As we hold tabletop legs, circling your sacrum any amount. And pressing your back into the mat to engage your core. Taking those circles the other way.
This is a great pose. I love this one.
Well, we're going to take it up if you choose. Going back that first direction, either keeping your tabletop legs or 2 long legs up to the sky as you point the toes and circle the sacrum. And let me adjust the camera here.
You should tell this. I hope someone in Bristol's watching this. This would be good for them.
I know. Taking those circles the other way, either with tabletop legs or 2 long legs up to the sky. Let's do a little more core work here. Coming back to tabletop legs. And then churning the stomach as you let your legs go to one side, staying grounded through far shoulder. That's not it. So you're going to keep tabletop legs. You're going to turn the stomach side to side.
Oh.
And then back through center, other side.
Like this?
No, it's not a circle. It's just a side to side.
Oh, okay.
There. And then back through center there. Stay grounded through that far shoulder. You can move rhythmically through the shape, inhaling and exhaling. Now, either working two bent legs, or when you go to one side, you lengthen that top leg as you point the toe. So you want to do it on the movement. So here, and now you lengthen the top leg there. Back through center, other top leg lengthens. And back and forth between the shapes, staying grounded through both shoulders. Now, either working one long leg or finding two long legs up to the sky as you windshield wiper. Throw legs from side to side. Point those toes. Staying grounded through both shoulders. Keep pressing your back into the mat to recruit that core. However you've chosen to work, the next time you're on one side or the other, holding that shape for 2 or 3 long, slow breaths. Can you go a little lower?
I'm not going to keep hitting my back on the ground.
Letting a breath bring things through center. And finding that second side. And holding. Coming back to center, finding those tabletop legs. And then grounded down through 2 feet. I'm going to allow you to let the low back relax as you bring fingers on either side of the navel. For a long, slow breath in through the nose. Letting it sigh out through the mouth. Big breath in through the nose. Letting it sigh out through pursed lips. And then breathing in and out through your nose. So let's release and relax the back with easy supine twist. Arms out to a T, the palms face down. Letting your knees fall one way as you look off the other. Just letting gravity do all the work here. Whatever you're feeling, breathing into those sensations. Tail end of our breath with that abdominal engagement. Navel to spine as you bring everything back. Center, big breath into your back. You're going to stay grounded through the feet here. And then finding that easy supine twist the other way. Knees go one way, head falls off the other. For 2 or 3 long, slow breaths. With every exhale breath, getting a little more melty into the floor. It's like you're sand in a bucket of water. And you're settling to the bottom of the bucket. Tail end of our breath. As you draw navel to spine, abdominal engagement. The feet stay down when you do this. We're going to bring everything back center. Let's end with a happy baby pose. 2 knees draw into the heart. We can catch the outside edges of the feet or the ankles as we gently rock ourselves from side to side. Bringing the baby back center. Taking a big breath into your back. And then pressing your back into the mat as you lengthen through one leg and then the other. Finding your Shavasana, arms out to the side, the palms facing up. We won't be here that long as we hold the Shavasana, even letting that focus on your breath soften as we bring our senses inside. I'm going to ring these yoga bells 3 times at home, certainly feeling free to stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like. moving your mind before you move your body. Bringing your attention back to your breath. Watching as it flows in and watching as it flows out. Like watching clouds in the sky. Now shaping your breath. Varying the ratio between the inhale and the exhale. You find a long, slow breath in. Followed by an even longer, slower breath out. Finding a more relaxing breath with longer, slower exhalations. Now inviting more flow into your bodies as you gently ripple fingers and toes. Inviting that flow in towards center as we gently circle the wrists and the ankles. Now pressing your back into the mat as you draw one knee into the heart, the other knee follows. Hands cap the knees. Using your thighs to massage your low belly as you gently lift and lower the low back and hips. Front to back, little circles, whatever feels right and good for you. Keeping the neck relaxed. Reaching back with a hand to lift and tuck the chin. And then hands come back to the knees and the shins. You can also find the back of the thighs. We'll start to rock ourselves forward to back, back to front. You can extend those legs until you rock on up, claiming a cross-legged sit. I'll ask you to face the camera. Hands on our knees, pushing down on our sits bones to lift the kidneys in and up. Pulling back with the hands to settle the shoulder blades back and down. Long through all sides of the neck with a soft tuck of the chin. I'll invite you to bring one hand onto the heart, the other hand on top. Ending our practice this morning, listening and feeling as our breath flows in and as our breath flows out. From this place of breath awareness, I invite you to bow as you thank yourself for practicing yoga. And as we offer our practice out to each other and to the world, the light within us honors and respects the light within you. And in this light, we are one. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, Kathy, for practicing with me.
Thank you, Mark.